Hi students, this week we've been learning about apples, so you're going to make a book about apples and it's called Apples All Around. First we're going to put our names on the title page. So here's the title page right here, so you want to put your name somewhere on the title page. Okay, so I have my name up here on the title page and it's called Apples All Around again. And so I'm going to show you how to cut the book and put it together. Now, this is a book that you're only going to need to cut twice and then you fold it. So I'm going to show you what to do. So first I'm going to start with the title page. So that's this page. And if you look at it, there's a line that goes across here. This line right here, this solid black line, you're going to cut straight across that line. So you'll take your scissors and you're going to cut straight across the line. Okay, and then you'll have two pieces. Put those to the side, and you're going to take this piece, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to cut across this line straight across. Cut it that line. So take your scissors. And cut straight across, and you'll have two long pieces, like a long skinny rectangle. All right. Now you're going to need to put the pages together so that it's the correct way. So first we're going to start with the title page. So here's the title page, and you always have that page in the front. Okay, on the other side of the title page it says 8. So that's how we count. We usually start with page 1, and I think the title page is going to be page 1. So let me make sure that, okay, yes. So the title page that we have right here is going to be page 1. So on the title page on the back, you're going to put page 2. Here's page 2. Okay? So you're going to put that on the back of page 1. So this was page 1, then you're going to put page 2. After 2 would come 3. So we got to find page 3, and right here is page 3. So you're going to put page 3 behind page 2. Okay, and then after 3 comes 4. So you're going to put page 4, which is this page 4 behind page 3. Okay, and then you might say, well, where's page 5, page 6? Okay, so that's where the pages go like this. So they all stay this way, and you can make it nice and straight. And then when I said it was a fold book, that's what you're going to do. You're going to have the rectangles all together, where we put page 1, 2, 3, 4 together, and then you're going to fold it in half. So see how I folded that? Okay, I'm going to show you again. Here's it with just the skinny rectangles, like after we cut it. And then you're going to you can take the title page and fold it in half to the other side. So I'm going to show you how I'm folding it. And you can try to line it up as best as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, you're going to fold it in half, and you're going to crease it. So here's the fold. So you crease it so that the papers stay folded. All right, and then there's your book put together, and you should have the title page on the front. Apples all around. Okay, and if you have a stapler at home, you could staple it, but if you don't, that's okay. It'll still just be folded and it should be fine. And you should be able to, if the pages slip out, you can just put them back in together. So I'm not going to worry about stapling it, but if you do have a stapler at home, you could put a little stapler on the side right here. Okay? So now that we have the book put together, now I told you that we were going to highlight some sight words, okay, and then some vocabulary words. So we're going to look through the book, and we're going to look for sight words that we've been practicing in class on our Zoom meetings. So let's take a yellow crayon. So I'm going to take a yellow crayon to highlight sight words. Now remember, when you highlight words, you want to use a color that is able to be seen through, so something light. So we wouldn't use black, we wouldn't use brown, and even blue and purple might even be a little dark and cover up the words. That's why we're not using those colors, because it'll be hard to see the words. So I picked yellow, which is a very light color, but also pink would work, a light green, Orange even works. Even red works. You just have to make sure you don't color too dark so that the words get covered up, because that defeats the purpose of us making a book. You won't be able to read it because you can't see the words. All right, so I'm going to go through the book and see if I see some sight words. So on the front, we have apples all around. Now, we've been learning about a lot of sight words, but we haven't done all yet, but all is the sight words, but we're going to skip that one, okay? So I'm going to go to the next page, page 2, see if I see any sight words on there. Okay, and it says, apples, apples everywhere, shiny red and round. And is one of our sight words, so let's highlight that one. So all you do is just take your crayon and color over the word. That's what I mean by highlight. You're just coloring over the word, okay? All right, so we highlighted and. That's one of our sight words. Let's go to page 3. Apples in the air. Now we've had in and we've had the. Those have been sight words that we've been practicing on Zoom. So let's highlight those two sight words, in and the. So you just color over the top of them just neatly so you can still read the word, but it's highlighted. So that makes it stand out. That's what we mean by highlight. We're making it stand out. All right, let's go to page 4. And it says, apples on the ground. On is a sight word that we practice also, and there's the again, T-H-E. So let's highlight those two words. On, O-N, and the, T-H-E. All right, so I have those two words highlighted. All right, let's turn to page 5. And remember I said when you got your book together, if you had it in the right order, the rest of the pages would be in order. So here's page 5, and it says apples in the store. We have in and the again. Let's highlight those two sight words. In and the. All right, so we got those highlighted. Let's go to the next page, page 6. Apples in a tree. There's in, and a is a sight word, so we're going to highlight in and a. Okay, now again, I said you can use any color as long as it doesn't cover up the word. So black is not a good color, brown, and maybe even purple if you color too dark. Blue can be used if you don't color so dark. You can use blue if you color lightly. We don't use white because white is a color that the pages are already white, so there's no need to color over the word. The pages are already white, so you don't use white either. All right, let's go to page 7, and it says, apples in an apple pie. In and an are sight words. We haven't practiced and, but that's a word that we should know for first grade, so let's highlight it. So we have in and an. So we've highlighted those two sight words. All right, let's go to page 8. That's the last page. It says, apples in me. Yum. So we have in and me is a sight word. We haven't practiced it yet, but it's a first grade word. So it's one that you probably learned in kindergarten. So let's highlight that one also. So in and me. Okay, and that's the end of the book. All right, so again, if you don't have a staple, it's okay. It's easy to put it back together. All right, so I also said we were going to highlight some vocabulary words. And one of the words that I think is a vocabulary word that we should all know this week is apples. We've been learning about apples. So you could take one of the colors of apples. Their apples are red, apples are green, apples are yellow. I've already used yellow, so I'm going to use red. And I'm going to color lightly because I don't want the words to be covered up. But I'm going to highlight apples everywhere I see apples in the book. So on the title page, apples all around. Apples is on the title page, so I'm going to highlight it. And that way when you go to read, you'll remember, oh, apples, A-P-P-L-E-S. All right, so I colored lightly. You can see apples still. You can see the word, and I'm using red, so I colored lightly so you can still see it. All right, let's go to page 2. Apples, apples everywhere, shiny red and round. So I have apples twice. Let me highlight apples. Apples, apples. So it was on that page 2 times. All right, let's go to page 3. Apples in the air. Let's highlight apples on page 3. All right, page 4. Apples on the ground. I think I'm covering it up. Okay, it's upside down right there. Okay, apples on the ground. Let's highlight apples. All right, let's do page 5. Apples in the store. There's apples again. So we're going to highlight it and see it stands out. That'll just help you remember that word. Every time you see red, you'll say, oh, apples. Okay, page 6. Apples in a tree. All right. Page 7. Apples in an apple pie. And apple pie, but it doesn't say apples with an S, so I won't highlight that one. Apples in me. So I'm going to highlight apples on there. Okay, that was the last page, apples in me. Now I'm done highlighting, okay? Now, one of the things we do also when we make a book is that we put a book together and we read it to someone. And usually if you're in school, the first grade teachers, we always have you practice reading. So we have you read it to 3 friends in class. Now, you might not can find 3 people at your house. You might can. So it's up to you. But at least read the book to 1 person in your family. But if you can find 3 people, read it to 3 people. And this is what we do to make sure that we've read it to someone. On the back, it's blank. And what we put is 1, 2, 3. When we read it to people, when we make 3 lines. And so you might not can see it. I'll hold it up closer. So we make 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. And then each person that you read to signs on the line. So if I read it to myself, then I could take a pen or a marker or whatever, a pencil, and I could write my name on the first line, Miss Warren. And then I'd have 2 more people that I could read to, and they could write their names. All right? When you're all done reading to people, or before you read to people, you can color. A lot of times, we don't have a lot of time to color, which in this video, I don't have a lot of time to color, and so I'm not coloring the book, the whole book. But if you have time, you can always color. We always save coloring for last because it does take a long time if you're doing a really neat job. So a lot of times we'll say just color the title page, which would be this page, and then 1 more favorite page. So I could look through the book and find a favorite page. I might like, oh, apples in the air. So I might color that page. So I would color the title page and my favorite page. So that would just be 2 pages. If you like coloring, because sometimes some kids don't like coloring, then that's all you need to color. But if you like coloring, you can color the whole book, and then you could do your 1, 2, 3 and read to 3 or at least 1 person in your family. Okay? And so that's how you make the book. Apples all around. I hope you have fun making it and reading it to someone in your family. Take care. Bye.